Hey, Shalom, Akim Zrukam, Akapashim, Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, wishing his truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. Got this article here from US Today News. And yeah, it's on the Doomsday Clock, right? It says, Doomsday Clock 2023 says the world is closer than ever to global catastrophe. Right, they notched it up. They notched this Doomsday Day up a notch, man, because of all the things that are happening in the earth, man. And anyone that believes this world is somehow in a better place than, ever, because we're so advanced in technology and blah 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 blah, you're ignorant of the things that are going on in the earth and the decay and the corruption and the destruction that's being caused on the earth by the wicked, by the devil, who is Esau, okay, the one that's ruling this earth right now, and all the devices and all the, all this technology that he's pushed out there in the world, okay, is doing nothing but damage to the people, man. And he's creating things like nuclear weapons and stuff like that. That's why everyone's scared of. Well, this is why the whole Doomsday Clock was invented in the first place. It was brought about because of, the atomic bombs and stuff that you brought into the world, man. And these fears are or have been growing or have grown. All right, of all this, this technology brought into the world, fear has only grown in the earth, man, and the world has only been going, be getting worse. All right, so as far as these people that set this clock, they believe, that this doomsday scenario, this destruction, isn't too far off, man. And, they adjust it back and forth, depending on what's going on in the earth, what they perceive to be happening and whatever, man. But we know, according to the Bible, to the prophecies in the Bible, man, that the day of the Lord is coming, right? Inevitably, right? The destruction is going to come. Okay, we were just merely waiting for, certain prophecy to be fulfilled, man. Okay, but it's coming. All right, they might not know exactly when, just as we don't know exactly when, but we got signs, prophecies that we watch for that indicate to us, how close we are. And, every day that goes by, we're a day closer. All right, so let me get a little bit of this and we're going to get some scriptures, but the clock is ticking. Okay, there's only a certain amount of time Esau has been allowed to rule upon the earth. Right, the Most High have allowed him a specific amount of time, okay, and he can't rule beyond that. All right, the Lord is going to intervene. He's going to send his son Yahweh Shai and the angels to come and destroy this kingdom, man. Okay, and to subdue all the nations. So, Esau only has an allotted amount of time that he can do this for, man. Okay, until it's all over. Okay, and the day of the Lord is a great destruction. All right. So it says the Doomsday Clock was moved forward on Tuesday, what's today, Wednesday, this was yesterday, right, to 90 seconds to midnight, due in part to worries over Russia's veiled threats of nuclear warfare. And yeah, the Russians are going to be involved in nuclear warfare. Okay, America's going to be involved in nuclear warfare. Anyone that's got nukes, right, is going to be involved in nuclear warfare soon. World War III is on that horizon, man. The world will be, brought into a world war. Okay, and nukes will be used, man. But the use are primarily going to be used against America. Right? Because these nuclear missiles that exist in this world only exist because of the will of the Heavenly Father, man. And his desire to have them on the earth to use against America. Okay, I'm going to get that in a little while. Right? That is part of the great judgment of the Lord against America. All right? It says, the world is closer to annihilation than it has ever been since the first nuclear bombs were released at the close of World War II. The bulletin of the atomic scientists said Tuesday. The time on the Doomsday Clock moved forward from 100 seconds to midnight to 90 seconds to midnight. It's a reset of what has come to be known as the Doomsday Clock, a decades-long project of the bulletin of the atomic scientists featuring a clock face where midnight represents Armageddon. Okay, they're using all these biblical terms, man, because they know. You know, they don't. Them, you know, out in the open, they might not want to say, "Oh, yeah, the scriptures is the truth," and all that kind of business. But they know. Okay, Armageddon is coming, man. Okay, they're watching for the signs too. You know, ironically, man, they're watching for the signs too. You know, that's why they be, you know, looking out into space and looking for chariots, and you know, they be looking for all types of things, man, to see how much time they got. Okay, these elites, right? They use these scientists and these engineers or whatever to keep tabs on these things, man. The military to keep an eye on things, to update them with things, classified information. You know, because they're watching too. All right, they're watching too, man. They know it's real. All right, they're preparing for the Armageddon. All right, this is between Russia's nuclear brinkmanship in its war on Ukraine, the real threats of climate change become increasingly dire, and ongoing concerns about more possible pandemics caused by human encroaching on formerly wild areas. The bulletin chose to set the clock the closest to midnight yet. All right, these issues that are occurring in the earth, man, it's all written in prophecy, man. You know, the whole climate change thing is a bit, you know, it's just the Lord doing his thing, man. But obviously, Esau and his effects on the earth is obviously, yeah, doing things in the earth, man. You know, it's having adverse effects. Okay, yeah, it's causing pandemics, and you know, he creating shit in the lab and whatever. Yeah, he's out there doing, like, you know, causing all these things. You know, which ultimately is the plan of the Lord. The Lord is making him do these things, right? Because this is all, you know, all plagues and pestilences to strike the earth with, man, to affect the people, to smite the people with, right? The world is facing a gathering storm of extinction level consequences. And this is the problem. Esau, because he's the devil, man, and he's the wicked, and he does everything backwards, right? Has consequences, man. He brings nothing but death into the world and destruction. And this is what we're reading here. The world is on the brink of destruction, of annihilation, because Esau has brought it here. Because he's the devil. That is what his purpose was, man. Esau was blessed with the sword to take peace from the earth. He's given a great sword. Right? He is a problem on the earth, man. Because he doesn't rule or manage this world in righteousness, man. He's not about doing the right thing. Okay, following the law, statutes, commandments, the Heavenly Father, you know, had written. Okay, he's not interested in that. Right? This is exacerbated by the illegal invasion of Ukraine, whatever, by Russia. This explains the latest advance of the clock, said Mary Robinson, former president of Ireland and former United Nations High Commissioner of Human Rights. Right, so the threats are even more acute and the failures of leadership even more demanding. We live today in a world of interlocking crises, interlocking crisis, right? And that goes with those old terms of perma-crisis and polycrisis. Okay, crisis in Greek means judgment. All right, and this is the plagues of the Lord. This is what the world is going through now is what Egypt went through when the Lord brought, you know, the plagues upon Egypt. Okay, the Lord is affecting it in different ways, man, doing different things and making this world crumble. Okay, and become worse. Right? Let me grab that. Actually, Egypt 4. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 11 says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Right? This Egypt is speaking about is modern day Egypt, because Egypt already been done and destroyed, been done and dusted already. Right? That place is not an issue, man. Right? The Lord is bringing plagues upon the world and upon America. You know, upon wherever Israelites are in captivity, man, over the whole earth. Because the Lord is bringing these plagues. Right? Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. All right? So that's what's happening right now. This one as well. Oh. In 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 37. So behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth a son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains come past her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. You know, polycrisis, permacrisis. This is what it all is, man. This is the Lord doing his thing, causing these situations to happen. Okay, using these different means, man. Got the wicked doing shit. Got the angels out there doing their thing. You know, it's all culminating into the day of the Lord, man. All right. Yeah, back here it says, each illustrating the unwillingness of leaders to act in the true long-term interest of their people. It don't matter. It don't matter what they do. Okay, it's been done. So the bulletin was founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein, right, and the University of Chicago scientists who helped develop the first atomic weapons at the Manhattan Project. 2 years later, they launched the clock as a way to warn humanity just how close to nuclear apocalypse the world was. So originally, it just started off with, due down to the nuclear weapons being created, but since then they've added other things into the mix with that to show how close we are to utter annihilation, right? So it's a way to remind people of issues that are so big they pose a threat to civilization as a whole, says Steve Fetter, a professor of public policy at University of Maryland and a member of the Bulletin Science Security Board, which sets the clock each year. All right. The clock has ticked minutes or seconds toward or away from catastrophe over the years. Wars bring it closer, treaties and corporations further away. For the past 2 years, it has been at 100 seconds to midnight. In recent years, the threat of human-caused disasters such as climate change has also been factored into the clock setting. Let's see what else is in it. So what we are conveying with this clock move is things are not going in the right direction. Well, for us it is. According to prophecy, it's going in the right direction. We don't want it to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? We don't want it to go backwards. We want this place to go down so the kingdom of heaven can be established. All right, so that's your view. That's the world's view. They want this world to continue, right? To go on. So of course they want it to reverse, but not us, right? So they haven't been going in the right direction. Those who are listening say the world doesn't feel safer today. They're not alone. Yeah, because it ain't. Their hope is that this year's announcement will focus on world awareness and push people toward action and away from business as usual mindset. No, it's going to go exactly how it's supposed to go. Alright, so they go into the war. Okay, so yeah, so the bullet points here. Nuclear risk from Russia's war on Ukraine. That's part of the reasons. Climate change is one of the reasons. Let's have a look. So yeah, you can see over the years the different positions the clock's been in, going backwards and forth and whatever, man. But hey, we're the closest to it than we've ever been, right? And that's the point, man. We're drawing ever closer to the day of the Lord, man, and the destruction of this kingdom. All right, so let's just go, jump into the scriptures now. Right, it's Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. So therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, like I said, the clock is ticking. Right, not necessarily the doomsday clock, but time in general is ticking on Esau. All right, and like I said, they're watching for the signs too. They're watching for certain things too. That's how they know they don't have a lot of time, because they have a way to gauge things too. All right, and this is why he's trying to push through with his his MOTB, his old digital infrastructure, the CBDCs, universal basic income, all these different things that he's trying to push through now. Okay, the CHIPS, he's trying to do all of that right now. Okay, up in Davos discussing all these future plans and future movements that they're going to be doing, what to do next, how hard they're going to push this and that and bring this in, okay, and destroy this, and that's what they're discussing right now, man. So they know they have but a short time, and so things are going to come hard and fast. Okay, and you're going to see they're going to get more aggressive with it. All right. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." Okay, there's a time on this. Okay, and when it hits that time, that's when that's it. Right? The vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, all these things that we've been speaking about through the scriptures, right? All these prophecies that are going to come to pass, man, they're all in there allotted times, man. But what we do know is that that time is near. Right? The only people that don't understand or don't really get what's going on are the average heathen. Okay, well, these Israelites are not in the know. Right? These elites know their time's running out. We know their time's running out. Okay, we know the day of the Lord is coming soon. Okay, but no one else seems to understand that. This is Ezekiel 30 verse 3. So, "For the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near. A cloudy day, it shall be the time of the heathen." Okay, that's when the heathen are going to get judged. Okay, for all their wickedness, man, against the children of Israel. All right, it says "And the sword shall come upon Egypt, and great pain shall be in Ethiopia when the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundation shall be broken down. Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia and all the mingled people and Chub and the men of the land that is in league shall fall with them by the sword. Thus saith the Lord, they also that are whole Egypt shall fall." All right, so anyone that's wants in on this world, wants to be a part of Esau's kingdom, America and all that kind of stuff, you're all gonna fall with him, man. Your allies and whatever. All right, you want to hold up the status quo, right? It says, "The pride of her power shall come down. From the tower of Cyrene shall they fall in it by the sword, saith the Lord power. And they shall be desolate in the midst of the countries that are desolate, and her cities shall be in the midst of the cities that are wasted. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I have set a fire in Egypt." Because America is going to get burnt up. And everybody's going to know, okay, that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua did that. Because he spoke it. He said it. Right? And I said all the kingdoms of the world, they're gonna come crashing down, man. And these people are going to get put into slavery. So when all our helpers shall be destroyed. All right. So in that day shall messengers go forth from me in ships to make the careless Ethiopians afraid, and great pain shall come upon them as in the day of Egypt, for lo, it cometh. All right. So that day is coming. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14. "The great day of the Lord is near, it is near and hasteth greatly." Like I said, things are speeding up. Things are getting quicker. All right. Everybody's these elite, they're rushing. They're trying to move faster to implement their NWO. Right? They want to get it done. All right. It says, "Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress." Okay, the doomsday. That man he used to call us the prophets of brimstone and fire. The prophets of doom and all these things that they call us, man, because that's what's happening. And if you don't see that, man, then you're a fool. Like even the doomsday clock people told you, man. You know that what they say, that they don't. Let me find it, man. Yeah, it says those who are listening say the world doesn't feel safer today. They are not alone, she said. Right, because things are not going in the right direction, as they say here. Okay, we're just calling it as we see it. Right? It should be easy to see that the world is not in a good place. In fact, the world is in the worst condition than it's ever been under the rulership of these devils, man, under the so-called white man, these Edomites, right? The world is in the worst state than it's ever been. Okay, destruction is imminent, man. So yeah, it hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly, that day is a day of wrath, and a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. I will bring distress upon men. Right, we're not heading into a pleasant time, man. The day shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither shall the silver nor the gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, right? So it don't matter who you are. You can have money in the bank, or you can have assets. It don't matter, man. You can be an elite. Don't matter. The day of the Lord is going to get you, man. Right? All you people that think you got money, your bank account is gonna be reading zero real soon. Right? And you're going to be distressed. Right? But these elites that think they got it, got it all on lock with their bunkers and their provisions and whatever. They think they're gonna survive all of this, man. You ain't surviving shit, man. Okay, you might survive, initial judgment, with the missiles and whatever, your bunkers and your deep water bases and space stations and whatever, man. Okay, but you ain't gonna be safe for long. Okay, let's put it that way, right? And the angels are gonna come and grab you up, okay, and put chains on you, man, and you're gonna serve in slavery. All right. So the day of the Lord is gonna get everybody, man. It doesn't matter what position you think you're in. No matter about your gold and your silver, like, yeah, none of that's gonna matter. All right. So neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Okay, and again, the land of America is the focal point of the Lord's judgment, man, where those thermonuclear missiles are going to destroy the land and turn America into a lake of fire. Okay, that is going to be the great judgment of the Lord, man, that the world is going to witness. All right, and it's going to be a shock, because ain't nobody thinking that that's going to happen to America, man. You got some bold people out there, man, that think America can never be taken down. Well, you're about to find out. You're gonna say, the last video, man, so you're gonna take the biggest L that has ever been had. All right. Yeah, but the day of the Lord is a terrible day, man. It's a terrible day. All right, this is from Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a trouble such as never was. All right, since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. All right, so the day of the Lord is going to be a terrible time, man, but the elect of the Lord, the elect of Israel, are going to be delivered from that terrible time, from that judgment. All right. It's Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, they have not been ever the like. Neither shall it be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, so what we're about to go into now is the description of these missiles, man. These ICBMs, these nuclear missiles, right? Okay, which is what the doomsday clock was focusing on: nuclear destruction. Yeah, it's going to be a real thing, you know, as well as other things. But yeah, that judgment, hey, it's all here in the scriptures, man. Right, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Right, when these things hit, you know, they come into atmosphere, whatever, man, and these things touch the ground, or you could even explode them above ground, whatever, man. But you know, when they explode, they wipe out everything in its vicinity, you know, up to a certain, you know, distance in that. And bear in mind, these new weapons, these new thermonuclear weapons, right? They're a lot more powerful, a lot more powerful than those atomic bombs or hydrogen bombs that was dropped on Japan. Right? They're gonna waste away large areas, man. Okay, leave the land desolate behind them. Right? It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Okay, anything that's in its vicinity, man, is gonna burn it up. All right. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains, they shall leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All right, you're gonna be afraid. Okay, you're gonna be in straits, man. You're gonna be distressed, as the Lord was putting it, right? All faces shall gather blackness. Okay, mad mourning, right? Until they're burnt up. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Because they're going to fly in formation, man. Right? So neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, right? So there ain't going to be no missile defense systems, interceptions, and all this business that, you know, these proud Americans and, you know, people believe is going to happen. Right? You're going to find that your equipment ain't working. You know, the angel going to shut it down. You know, like they've done in the past, and you know, they're going to shut your shit down. And all these missiles are gonna come and reach you. And you ain't got no defense. Okay, you're going to be open. All right? So neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they should not be wounded, right? Because they're not alive. They're not human, you know? That's what they were made to do. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. So when that blast, you know, the shockwave and the fire and that, it's just going to run through everything, man. Okay, burn it up and knock it down. All right. The earth shall quake before them. Now, there's going to be a lot of missiles that's going to land on America, man. 200 million missiles, right? And when they land, they're going to cause a great earthquake in the earth, man. So much so, the whole earth is going to feel it. It's going to feel the earthquake. The scriptures say the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, it's going to shake. And the whole earth is going to feel it. All right? The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. Okay, everything's just going to be shaking. You know what I'm saying? So, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, right? Because of all the clouds, all the dust, the smoke, the plumes, right? It's gonna block out the sun, just like, you know, what them volcanoes do when they erupt, man. It's just bare plumes of ash everywhere, you know. So it's gonna block out the light, okay. So the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. Who can abide it? Okay. So everybody's going to get affected, man. Everyone's going to get got. Okay, not saying all you're going to be destroyed, man, but the day of the Lord is upon all the nations. All right. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Okay, a thief will come swift, man. At an hour, you know, a time that you're not watching. You know. That's why it's close to midnight. It's in the night time. Okay, a thief don't usually come during the day. You know, when everybody's awake, eyes is open. ears alert. A thief don't usually come during the day. Okay, this is why this concept of midnight, when people were supposed to be asleep and in bed and whatever. Okay, that's when a thief will come swiftly and take your shit, break in and take your shit, right? So it's likened unto this. Okay, when you're not aware, not expecting. Okay, the Lord's gonna come and do away with this kingdom, man, quickly, right? But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Again, it's these missiles, these nuclear missiles, because they're the only weapons that are capable of doing such a thing. The earth is also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right? Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of God. So, they were saying in the article, that they want to take it backwards. They want to, they want to go in, reverse the bad things in the earth and go backwards. But we want to get closer to the midnight. You know what I'm saying? We want to get closer to that time because we're hastening the day, right? We don't want to go back to, peaceful times and Esau's on top and ruling. It's all good. It's all sweet. We don't want to go back to that fucking time, man. To hell with Esau and his kingdom, man. Hasten the day for its destruction. Okay, we want the day of the Most High to come. All right. So looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, a new era, a new dominion, a new rulership. Okay, with our Lord Yahweh Shai, that's what we're looking towards, man. It says, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay, because this world is empty of it, man. Okay, that is why things are so bad. That's why them man are putting it closer and closer to midnight, because the earth is messed up. So much crap going on. So much wickedness going on. Under Yahweh Shai, man, there ain't gonna be no doomsday clock. No pushing humanity to the brink of extinction. That's not gonna happen. It's the people ruling it that's bringing it here. I.e. Esau, the devil, the so-called white man, right? You lot are bringing it to bringing mankind to the brink of extinction. Okay, that's why when the scriptures say, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn, and the people are in a mourning state right now. But when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. They ain't gonna be thinking about no mutual, no extinction, some annihilation, some doomsday. They ain't gonna be thinking about that. Yeah, they're gonna get the whooping put on them, for chastisement, right? For correction, for 1,000 years, man, for punishment, right? But they ain't gonna be thinking about, the end of the world, man. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and when he's taken out, guess what? Jacob gonna be taking his place, beginning with Yahweh Shai. So, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And everything's gonna be blessed from that point. Okay, the earth is gonna be reset. We're gonna reset the earth. Okay, your heathen's gonna get put in order. Okay, everything's gonna be working as it should be, and you're gonna learn the right ways to live upon the earth from us, the children of God, the Israelites, right? And you're gonna learn the right ways to live. All right. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 2 says, for your souls know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief, right? Because we're alert. We understand what's going on. We see what's going on. All right, we pay attention to what's going on. It says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, being ignorant. Because obviously we go to sleep. You know what I mean? We all go to sleep. But what does it mean? That we're not ignorant. We don't turn you don't turn a blind eye to things. We're not, trying to not know. We're constantly watching. All right. Ye are all children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the light nor of the darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. All right. So we're not going to be taken by it, because we're constantly watching. Okay, we're watching for the day of the Lord. All right. But you people out here are going to get a rude awakening. Okay, you don't know where this ends. Okay, but we do. All right. And we'll close out with this. 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. So he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? So all these events that are taking place in the world, this is part of the Lord's doing. And he's visiting this place, man, until the day of the Lord comes, that great destruction comes, and Yahushua makes his return. Okay, with his army. All right. So we're standing here watching all these events take place, and we're filtering it through the scriptures, man, to see where we are in terms of prophecy. How much longer have we got to go? Okay, what needs to be done next? Okay, and we can see it, man. It's all coming together. Okay, we can't tell you for sure exactly how much time, but we hasten the day every day. You know what I'm saying? We want this kingdom to go down as soon as possible. Okay, and hence why this year is, the hopeful year of the prophecies coming to pass, man. Okay, we want it to be so. And it's up to the Lord at the end of the day. We're not in control of how fast, things move, but, we don't know what's going to happen this year, man. But Lord willing, the Most High, speeds things up this year, man. And we just have to wait and see, man. But what we do know is that it's coming. It's all, piecing together. And, there's just not that much time left. All right. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. Okay, the end is manifesting. Right? Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, from doomsday, right? And see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right, the elect. Okay, the elect of Israel. Okay, those special spirits that the Most High had created in the beginning. All right. So that's what we hope. We hope we are of the hopeful elect. We hope we are the elect, so that we can be saved in the end, man. Okay, but like I say, all the signs are coming to pass, man. And, some people know time's running out and that we're getting closer to destruction. But none know it as well as we do. All right. So, with that, Kal Halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hasten Yahushua's return, Baba Kusha. And Lord willing, we'll be out here soon, man. I say the time's ticking. Right. So till next time, I say shalom.